This guy right here turns into those. Angel and I just got to this area that obviously, as you can tell, got slammed by wildfires a couple years ago. And it's pretty amazing to see this. They've cut down a lot more trees that have died, and the land is a lot more open, and I don't see a whole lot of trees coming in. I do see some shrubs. We did plant quite a few sequoias and redwoods here, so we're gonna check if they survived. We don't really know what to expect here because with tree planting, it's not all like glory. It's not all wins. A lot of times you plant stuff, it dies or doesn't make it, and you just got to keep trying. So this is our first area that we planted, and we're gonna see if any of them made it. Yeah, I was kind of like down and around this area. We're definitely in the right area. I'm not seeing anything yet. They didn't make it?
Didn't make it.
Nope. Yep. It's not looking too good. This is another one right here. It's unfortunate, but this happens. But we don't even really see any here, huh? Well, what are your thoughts?
It's a bummer. We planted a lot more and we're going to continue to plant more, so.
Yeah. What do you feel about like the learning process of tree planting?
I mean, there's a learning process with everything. I think the faster we learn the right ways and the right conditions to plant these trees, the easier and more successful our initiative is going to be, so just got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think water is obviously going to be key. So bringing up a ton of water, soaking the roots.
Yeah, I think what happened is this area got scorched, and it originally is ancient redwoods. But as you can tell, all the ancient redwoods were cut down and they were replaced by Doug firs. So to go back and just plant native redwoods, unfortunately, doesn't work unless you're tending to them. Unless you have other redwoods and you kind of have that microclimate. All right, on to the next place. Let's check if our other trees made it.
Hi, Peanut.
Angel and I just made it back to the redwoods. I planted some trees up in this area, and I'm gonna check if any of them made it because right now we're 0 for 1. So like I was saying, it happens. But now I wanna see if anything in this section came through. Here's one right here. There you go. That's exciting. All right, so we got one. Well, let's see if there's more. Not really seeing any others quite yet. So we did find some trees that survived, which is a good sign. I only planted a couple in here. Now we're gonna go on a hike where we planted some more, check those out. So far we do have some trees that survived, but we have yet to get to the spot where we planted the most trees. So really fingers crossed. We're gonna head over there within the next couple days, but we're about to pick up 1,000 redwoods. So this is really good for us to kind of go into all these different areas and find out which trees that we planted worked, which trees didn't, and then maybe what trees were eaten, what trees were destroyed by the natural elements. Hopefully we have some trees at this grove that we were creating that made it and survived. Then we know, before we plant the next 1,000, we know where to plant these, because you don't want to plant 1,000 trees and have most of them die. Chronicles of Cleo the Adventure Cat continue. We are here in the glorious redwoods. Glorious. This is Angel and I's favorite place on the earth so far.
And Cleo's taking a liking to it. Look at her go.
Look at her go. She's just off to the races.
Good girl.
Wow, this one might be the best one yet. Look at that beast. We're on our way to go pick up our trees, but first we need to grab a couple shovels, and we did make it back to, honestly, one of our favorite places here on earth. Where are we at?
Picky, picky, picky.
We're gonna go get some shovels and get some tools for these 1,000 redwoods. I don't know how many trees we're gonna be able to fit in here. It's gonna be a interesting process, to say the least. Ooh, got it?
Got a black one. These ones don't fold.
I don't think it really matters. I do like the folding ones though.
Yeah.
I've definitely been looking for a cooler to fit some bodies in. That definitely seems big enough. we got 1,000.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, look at what Daddy has.
Look at Kitty. Trees. We just picked up our 1,000 coastal redwoods. We've got about an hour drive to get back to where we planted our trees last fall. And we're gonna check on those, make sure they're doing well, and if all is good there, we're gonna plant more there. We probably have room to plant like, I wanna say like another 200 in that area, and then we're gonna find a few more areas to plant the rest. But this is our largest tree planting mission yet. So we're really excited about this. This is kind of the beginning of something really epic. That's a lot of trees. So right here we got our 1,000 coast redwoods. We're gonna keep them out of the wind and away from the kitty. Cleo would probably chomp on a couple of these, so put them in the bathroom for now while we're traveling to avoid the highway wind. Let's go plant some trees. Cleo, are you ready to help? We're gonna go check out our first group of trees that we planted up here.
Super secret location.
Yeah, fingers crossed that these made it, because this is really important. Ah, man, yeah, a lot of these got scorched over here. So this one made it. I don't know if this is ours. They didn't do so well up in here. I think this is one of ours. Did any of those ones that were over there make it? This ground is so dry right now. This summer was like, what, one of the hottest summers, so unreal. So they have gotten like no rain. Because when we planted this soil was so wet. I know, I planted a couple in here. You know, that we had a couple survivors. I was doing a lot of research, and you know, when you remove all of these indigenous native redwoods, it changes the climate. It literally changes the microclimate in the area. And you know, this area used to be a lush, dense, native, old growth redwood forest.
We're learning.
Yeah. Honestly, there's definitely no point in planting up in here. It's way too dry.
It's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
This is all new growth right here, new growth right here, new growth right here.
I mean, this is definitely the truth, the reality to tree planting. You know, it feels good to plant the trees, but not all of them are gonna make it.
It's a bummer, for sure.
It's definitely amazing what can happen in a year, because this riverbed right here that Angel and I are walking on, last year this was flowing water. California got slammed by droughts this year. This river is just barely flowing. No salmon? This is actually one of the oldest surviving old growth forests. I should say it's one of the only old growth forests remaining. 96% of all old growth redwoods were logged, so only 4% were protected. This is, and I'm in a grove today. Some of these trees are thousands of years old. This is just a little small part of one of these trees' roots. These trees are massive and they withstand forest fires. They're amazing trees. Just one of these trees can sequester 16,000 tons of CO2 in its lifetime. That means if we just planted one single redwood and it survived and it lived to be 300 years, it would sequester all of the carbon we emit in just one single lifetime. So you can clearly see why it's important to protect these trees, to restore old growth forests, and that's why we actually created a non-profit to plant these trees. Look at that thing. Thank you. All right, we got a little bit of water to water the trees after we plant them. Angel and I've got, these look ready to go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, roots look way happier.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of newer growth coming in over here, but there's still a ton of openings, so I think this is the perfect spot to plant.
planted 100 trees in this little grove. We're gonna go find another spot to plant another couple hundred. So we've got 900 more trees to plant. It's gonna be a full day of planting tomorrow. We'll see how many we can get through. Angel and I both said we feel really good about planting this grove that we just put down. The soil was really rich and there's a lot of other new growth around here. So we know that the sun isn't gonna scorch these trees, sadly, like one of our tree planting areas from last year. All right, we're all packed up for day 2 of tree planting here in the Redwoods. Uh-oh, we got some ravens. The ravens of Erebor are returning.
Who are you? Are you done in here?
Yes. So we got 100 in the ground yesterday. How you feel about today?
About to get 5.
500 or 5?
5.
So we ended up getting some gloves today, which have been clutch because a lot of thorns in here. So our goal is to plant 500 today, and honestly, we've been making really good progress. This is pretty much the first like major rainstorm to hit this area for the year. So we're literally getting these trees in at the perfect time. So Angel and I have just kind of got a system right now where I'm digging the holes and then she's just planting them. So this is our final day in the Redwoods. I actually just spoke to Randall Carlson on the phone yesterday, and they have another event in Georgia from November 3rd through the 6th in the Cumberland Plateau, which is in Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky, I believe. So we are about to make a cross-country trip yet again to go to this Cumberland tour. I'm working on another documentary, so not gonna get into the details quite yet. Wow, the Airstream looks so cool in the woods.
Here's what people need to know about you, Spencer, is you don't half-ass things, you full-on dive into them. So last year, you're like, I got 100 trees. I freaked out. I was like, 100 trees?
Yeah, she got mad at me.
What are we gonna do? How are we gonna plant 100 trees? This year, I'm gonna get 1,000 trees. What?
Guess how many we're getting next year?
10,000?
If you're lucky. Maybe 100,000.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding, no.
Between the both of us, you better have a freaking army.
No, we're definitely gonna have an army of tree planters eventually here pretty soon. I think for tree planting, you're supposed to expect like 10% survival.
Someone's moving.
Just a FedEx truck just drove through here? What the heck is that?
Tree.
We learned a lot of lessons over the past year, which is what it's all about. We knew with tree planting this was gonna be a lifelong mission, so we've made some major improvements to our tree planting process, and we've done a lot more research as to where we're planting them to make sure that they're near the coastline, they're gonna get the right climate, they're not gonna get all dried up. And so we got really blessed. We planted them right before a week long of rain, so we're hoping to get these 400 in before this upcoming week of rain as well. Oh, we got Cleo. Cleo back on the harness.
Oh yeah.
There she is.
She's a pro now.
So Cleo is 6 months old, and she is loving the adventure lifestyle so far. See, look, Rockefeller Redwood Forest.
They're gentle giants. They've been here for thousands of years. We have a lot to learn from them. I mean, the fibers that make up their bark is just kind of a work of genius by nature.
What have you noticed about the creativity of nature?
Nature always finds a way. No matter what obstacle, you know, you put some concrete slabs down, and what happens in between the cracks, here comes nature. There is a little T quote, you know, when you open up the T and then on the little, it says, nature is not intrusive yet does not knock. So nature is not intrusive, but she doesn't knock either.
officially our last day tree planting before we head down to Sacramento for a documentary film shoot and then up to Boise, Idaho. So this is actually the last time we're gonna be here in the Redwoods. These are beautiful trees. It's definitely pretty rainy today. It's been rainy pretty much all week, which is awesome for the plants, and California's been experiencing historical droughts this year. 2021 was the hottest year recorded in California's history, so it's really nice to get this rain in, and it came literally in the perfect time. There's like a coastal storm moving in, so we came here at the perfect time to plant trees. Sometimes it's honestly about the small things, just like appreciating what the universe is doing around you. And I could easily look at this and say, oh man, the weather's bad, but in all reality, the weather's perfect for planting these trees, which is our mission. So it's all about that perspective.